Making Aliyah represents one of life's most significant transitions, bringing with it both excitement and practical challenges. Among the many tasks awaiting new immigrants to Israel, opening a bank account stands out as one of the most critical early steps. This isn't merely a matter of convenience, but a fundamental requirement for accessing the government benefits designed to support your integration into Israeli society. Understanding the process, requirements, and expectations can significantly ease this important transition. The critical airport form, your financial gateway. The moment you pass through passport control at Ben Gurion Airport and receive your Teudat Ole, or immigrant certificate, you'll also be handed another crucial document. This form, known as the Note of Future Bank Account, or in Hebrew as TVPS LPTYHT HSHBVN BNK, may seem like just another piece of paperwork in the stack you're collecting. However, this document serves as your official authorization to open a bank account as a new immigrant and plays a vital role in accessing your absorption benefits. Keep this form in a secure, easily accessible location among your important documents. When you visit a bank to open your account, the bank officer will stamp this form and return it to you. You'll then need to present this stamped form during your initial appointment at Misrad HaKlita, the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration. Without this stamped form, the ministry cannot process your registration for the Sal Klita, or absorption basket, which provides crucial monthly financial support during your first months in Israel. This seemingly simple piece of paper is therefore your gateway to accessing the government assistance that will help sustain you as you establish your new life. Understanding the urgency, why immediate action matters. While the exhaustion of international travel and the overwhelming nature of relocation might tempt you to postpone administrative tasks, opening your bank account should be among your highest priorities upon arrival. The timing is critical for a straightforward reason. Your Sal Klita payments can only be deposited into an active Israeli bank account. The emphasis here is on the word active. Simply opening an account isn't sufficient. You must also make an initial deposit to activate it, transforming it from a theoretical account into a functioning financial instrument. The Ministry of Aliyah and Integration cannot transfer funds to inactive accounts or hold payments until you're ready. Each day you delay potentially means delayed access to financial support that's designed to help cover your living expenses during the challenging adjustment period. Beyond the absorption payments, having a functioning Israeli bank account quickly becomes essential for nearly every aspect of daily life. You'll need it to pay rent, set up utilities, receive salary payments if you find employment, and conduct countless other transactions. The Israeli financial system operates with an assumption of universal bank participation, making life without a local account extremely difficult and limiting. Preparing your documents, what you'll need. Success in opening your bank account begins with proper preparation. Before heading to the bank, ensure you have all necessary documentation gathered and easily accessible. At minimum, you'll need your passport, which serves as your primary identification document. Your Teudat Ole is essential as it proves your status as a new immigrant. If you've already received your Teudat Zehut or Israeli ID card, bring it as well. However, in the early days after arrival, you may not yet have received your ID card. In such cases, contact the bank in advance to confirm whether your Teudat Ole alone will suffice for opening an account. Many banks understand the timing challenges new immigrants face and will work with just your immigrant certificate initially. The stamped airport form, your Note of Future Bank Account, must accompany you to the bank. You'll also need to bring money for an initial deposit to activate your account. This can be in the form of cash or a check, and the amount doesn't need to be substantial. The deposit requirement exists not to create a financial burden, but to transition your account from an open status to an active one, enabling it to receive the government payments that are crucial to your early months in Israel. If you're arriving from the United States, your Social Security number is required. Israeli banks must collect this information from American citizens due to international tax reporting agreements and regulatory compliance requirements. While this level of information sharing may feel invasive compared to banking privacy in other countries, it's standard procedure in Israel and relates to both security concerns and legal obligations under international agreements. For married couples planning to open a joint account, both spouses must be present at the bank. There are no exceptions to this rule, even with power of attorney documentation. If both partners are new immigrants and plan to receive Salklita payments into a joint account, which is required in such cases, coordinate your schedules to ensure you can visit the bank together. Selecting your bank, navigating the options. Israel's banking landscape includes several major institutions: Bank Hapoalim, Bank Leumi, Discount Bank, Mizrahi Tefahot, and others. As a new Ole, you'll typically qualify for preferential terms during your first few years in the country. These benefits often include reduced or completely waived monthly fees, making your early banking experience more affordable as you establish yourself financially. The decision of which bank to choose deserves thoughtful consideration. Different banks offer different strengths and advantages. Some have more extensive English-speaking staff or better digital banking platforms, while others might have more convenient branch locations near your new home. Consider what matters most to your specific situation. If you're settling in a particular neighborhood, proximity to a branch might be important. If you're comfortable with technology, a bank with excellent digital services might be preferable. If you anticipate needing frequent in-person support, prioritize banks known for good customer service. Reach out to OLIM organizations or connect with established immigrants in your community for recommendations. Personal experiences can provide valuable insights into which banks offer the best service for new immigrants. However, remember that individual experiences vary, and what works perfectly for one person might not be ideal for another. Use recommendations as a starting point for your research rather than as definitive answers. The banking appointment: what to expect. Schedule your banking appointment with realistic time expectations. This is not a quick errand, but a substantial process that requires patience and attention. Plan to arrive at the bank at least 90 minutes to 2 hours before closing time. The account opening process involves extensive paperwork, detailed information gathering, and often requires coordination between multiple staff members. During your appointment, the bank representative will ask comprehensive questions about your background, employment status, housing situation, and financial history. You'll sign numerous forms related to tax declarations in your country of origin, statements about the source of your funds, and various regulatory compliance documents. Israeli banking regulations require detailed customer information, reflecting both security concerns and legal requirements related to money laundering prevention and terrorism financing. While this level of scrutiny might feel excessive compared to banking in countries with stronger privacy traditions, it's standard practice throughout Israel's banking system. The bank will establish not just a single account, but typically several sub-accounts designed for different purposes. You'll have a primary account for daily transactions such as checks, transfers, and bill payments. Depending on your situation, you might also receive separate accounts or sub-accounts for different currencies if you're bringing money from abroad or expect to handle foreign currency regularly. Your bank representative will explain the structure and how the different accounts work together. While it may seem complicated initially, the system becomes clearer with use and is designed to help you manage different types of transactions more efficiently. Take notes during your appointment if possible. You'll be receiving a lot of information in a short time, and having written references can be helpful when you're trying to remember details later. Don't hesitate to ask questions if something isn't clear. It's far better to seek clarification during the appointment than to discover confusion later when trying to use your account. Understanding Israeli banking culture. Israeli banking operates differently from what many new immigrants expect, particularly those arriving from North America or Western Europe. One of the most significant differences is the fee structure. In Israel, banking services operate on a detailed fee schedule. There are charges for transfers, ATM withdrawals from other banks, currency conversion, overdraft protection, and monthly account maintenance. The list of potential fees can seem extensive and, to newcomers, possibly excessive. However, as a new Ole, you'll benefit from preferential terms for your first few years in the country. Many banks offer significantly reduced or completely waived fees for new immigrants during this initial period. Make sure you understand exactly which fees are waived, for how long these benefits last, and what the costs will be once your new immigrant status expires. When your preferential period ends, it's worth reviewing your account terms and potentially shopping around for better deals or negotiating with your current bank. Another distinctive feature of Israeli banking is the credit card system. What Israelis commonly call credit cards often function more like deferred debit cards. Charges accumulate throughout the month, and then the full balance is automatically debited from your checking account once per month on a date you select from available options. While true credit arrangements exist, where you can carry a balance and pay over time with interest, the standard Israeli system is this monthly full debit model. This means you need to ensure sufficient funds in your checking account to cover your credit card charges when the debit date arrives. One genuinely useful feature of Israeli credit is Tashlumim, which allows you to split larger purchases over several months, sometimes up to 24 months, without paying interest. Almost all merchants offer this option, making it easier to manage substantial purchases without depleting your resources all at once. There's typically a small bank processing fee, and these installment payments count against your available credit limit, but the interest-free nature of the arrangement makes it a valuable tool for budget management. After opening your account, next steps. Once your account is open and activated with your initial deposit, your next priority is scheduling an appointment at your local Misrad HaKlita office. Bring your stamped airport form along with your bank account details. During this appointment, you'll provide the information the ministry needs to begin depositing your monthly Sal Klita payments. This initial meeting with the ministry is crucial not only for the absorption basket but also for accessing information about other new immigrant benefits and support services. Financial advisors and experienced olim strongly recommend maintaining the same bank account number throughout your first few years after making Aliyah. Government systems can be slow to update account information, and changing accounts might create confusion that delays your benefit payments. If circumstances require you to switch banks, be prepared for a potentially lengthy process of updating information across all relevant government agencies and expect possible payment delays during the transition. Within several days of opening your account, your bank will provide you with a debit card, checkbook, and access credentials for online banking. Familiarize yourself with the digital banking platform, as many routine banking tasks can be completed online without requiring branch visits. Most major Israeli banks now offer English language options in their online and mobile platforms, though the interface design and user experience might differ from what you're accustomed to in your country of origin. Invest time in learning the system. It will save you considerable time and effort in the long run. Managing international money transfers. As a new immigrant, you'll likely need to transfer money from your country of origin to Israel at some point. Understanding your options can help you avoid unnecessary fees and secure better exchange rates. While banks offer currency exchange services, they typically don't provide the most competitive rates. The convenience of using your bank comes at a cost in terms of exchange rate margins and service fees. Money changers, particularly those located outside airport and tourist areas, generally offer more competitive exchange rates and faster service. Competition among money changers is intense, which works in your favor as a consumer. However, ensure you only work with licensed and reputable money changers. Ask for recommendations from established immigrants or community organizations, and don't hesitate to compare rates among several changers before making large exchanges. If you maintain a credit card from your country of origin, be mindful of foreign exchange fees when using it in Israel. Some credit cards waive foreign transaction fees, and these cards can actually provide excellent effective exchange rates for daily expenses and purchases. However, many cards charge substantial foreign exchange fees that quickly add up. Review your card's fee structure before relying on it heavily. That said, keeping at least one credit card from your home country can be worthwhile even after establishing Israeli banking, as we'll discuss in the next section. Long-term banking considerations. As you settle into life in Israel, consider your broader financial situation and how to structure your banking relationships for the long term. If you maintain financial ties to your country of origin, think carefully about whether to keep your foreign bank accounts open or consolidate everything in Israel. The optimal approach depends on multiple factors, including your specific financial situation, tax status, whether you expect to travel frequently, whether you maintain property abroad, and your long-term plans. Many experienced Olim recommend maintaining at least one credit card from your country of origin, even after fully establishing Israeli banking. Foreign-issued Visa and MasterCard cards are widely accepted in Israel, and having access to credit that operates under your original country's consumer protection laws provides valuable financial flexibility. Unlike in many countries, contesting a charge on an Israeli credit card is extremely difficult unless you can prove the card was used entirely without your authorization. A foreign credit card gives you recourse through your original country's more robust consumer protection systems. Consider consulting with a financial advisor who specializes in working with Olim. These professionals understand the unique financial challenges and opportunities facing new immigrants and can provide guidance on tax implications, investment strategies, retirement planning, and other financial matters. The early months after Aliyah, when you're focused on immediate survival and adjustment, might not seem like the right time for long-term financial planning, but establishing good financial practices early can have significant benefits over time. Special situations and considerations. Some new immigrants face unique circumstances that affect their banking experience. Previous A1 temporary residents transitioning to full immigrant status may encounter special procedures or waiting periods. Returning residents, known as Toshavim Chozrim, face different rules regarding free healthcare coverage and other benefits, which can affect their financial planning. If you fall into one of these categories, seek specific guidance from the relevant government offices or specialized immigrant support organizations. For those arriving with substantial assets or complex financial situations, consider engaging specialized legal or financial counsel familiar with Israeli law and international financial regulations. Moving significant wealth across borders involves tax implications, reporting requirements, and strategic decisions that benefit from professional guidance. Entrepreneurs and those planning to start businesses in Israel should understand that business banking involves additional requirements and processes beyond personal banking. If you're planning to establish a business, research the specific requirements early and consider consulting with both banking professionals and legal advisors who specialize in business establishment for new immigrants. Practical tips from experienced Olim. New immigrants who have successfully navigated the banking process offer several practical pieces of advice. First, maintain organized records of all banking documents, especially in your early months. Keep copies of forms you sign, account opening documents, and correspondence with your bank. This documentation can prove invaluable if questions or issues arise later. Second, set up online banking and mobile banking as soon as possible and learn to use these tools. While you might prefer in-person banking initially, especially if you're still building your Hebrew skills, digital banking provides convenience and independence that becomes increasingly valuable as your life gets busier. Third, understand your fee structure completely. Know which services incur charges, when those charges apply, and how much they cost. This knowledge helps you avoid unexpected fees and make informed decisions about how you conduct your banking. Fourth, if you encounter problems or confusion, don't hesitate to seek help. Banking representatives at branches serving areas with large immigrant populations typically have experience helping new Olim. Community organizations and immigrant support groups can also provide guidance and advocacy if needed. Finally, be patient with yourself. Banking in a new country involves learning new systems, terminology, and cultural practices. What seems confusing at first becomes routine with time and practice. Give yourself grace as you navigate this learning curve. The bigger picture. Banking as integration. Opening a bank account represents more than a financial transaction. It's a symbolic step in your integration into Israeli society. Your bank account connects you to the Israeli economy, enables you to receive government support, and provides the foundation for building your financial life in your new home. While the process involves bureaucracy, paperwork, and adjustment to unfamiliar systems, it's a manageable challenge that thousands of people successfully complete every year. The Israeli banking system, despite its differences from what you might be accustomed to, is stable and functional. The country's banks are well regulated, technologically advanced, and, particularly through their specialized immigrant services, generally supportive of new Olim. The preferential terms offered to new immigrants reflect a national understanding that making Aliyah involves financial challenges and that supporting immigrants' economic integration serves everyone's interests. As you move through the process of opening your account, remember that you're not alone. Every immigrant to Israel has faced the same challenges, navigated the same systems, and experienced similar moments of confusion and frustration. The path is well-worn, and help is available from multiple sources including bank staff, government offices, immigrant organizations, and the broader Olim community. Moving forward with confidence. Armed with knowledge about what to expect, which documents to prepare, and how the process unfolds, you're well positioned to successfully open your Israeli bank account. Remember the key points. Secure that airport form and treat it as the important document it is. Open your account quickly to avoid delays in receiving your absorption basket. Bring all necessary documents to your banking appointment. Allow plenty of time for the process. Ask questions when you need clarification. Maintain your account information consistently during your first years. And approach the entire experience with patience and realistic expectations. Banking is just one piece of your absorption journey, but it's a foundational one. Getting this sorted efficiently and correctly creates a stable financial platform that supports your adjustment in countless other areas. Take the time to do it right, seek help when needed, and trust that the confusion and complexity of the early days will give way to familiarity and confidence. Welcome home to Israel. Your bank account awaits, and with it, the practical tools you need to build your new life. May your transition be smooth, your forms be properly stamped, and your absorption payments arrive punctually. B'hatzlacha, you've got this.